Hello everyone, Chaos here, and welcome to another old school RuneScape video. And just like all of the legends and the memes on Reddit and Twitter foretold, the Duel Arena is no longer in old school RuneScape. It has been replaced with a brand new activity called the PvP Arena, also known as the Emir's Arena by NPCs around the map. In today's quick video, I am going to show you what this place is all about, how you can participate, everything you can do in it, the rewards, and finally ask a very important question. Is this an actual solution to what Jagex was originally proposing because of the problem that actually was born from the Duel Arena? That is exactly what we are going to do today. Before we continue, a subscription and a like would be really appreciated, and you can also join our Discord server to interact with me and our amazing community. So let me show you around, let me show you how to get into some matches, and of course, let's talk about the PvP Arena. Alright fellas, here we are at the PvP Arena. This is going to be some live commentary as this is not really common on my channel anymore. Obviously the guides are, much better scripted obviously. And the very first thing that you will notice is the layout of the map. It's very similar to what the Duel Arena was about, but instead of 6 arenas, now we only have 4 of them. The only immediate complaint I have right now with this, not there's a lot because I'm not really going to be using that much, is that you actually cannot see people fighting in this place. And there's a very important reason for that. Matches don't actually happen in open worlds. There's actually specific worlds for that, and that is what we are going to get to right now. However, you will see that you're going to be able to look at other NPCs fighting, and of course you can, I would say, simulate what we did before, where if you go upstairs up to like these little areas, you can actually spectate, but without looking at people, with no inventory or no gear and wearing nothing but a tentacle whip. Obviously, that's going to remove my nice immersion into the Duel Arena. So yeah, that's one thing that's now gone. Now, obviously, there's nothing extremely important in the middle of the area, rather at the entrance, as well as this place right here that's directly north of the little arena. So, as you can see, if you try to do this, I tried to do this on stream, I couldn't do basically anything. You can't even go upstairs, and the reason for that is because the arena is open only on the PvP Arena worlds. So this is going to be an instance if you have used the worlds like the beta worlds in order to test some upcoming items. This is basically going to work exactly the same. In order to fully interact with this new activity, you're gonna have to join the PvP Arena worlds, which are actually, as of right now, only these. Now, obviously oh my god, only 7 people here. Obviously, only time will tell if this is going to become more popular, if this is not super popular, I would say, for Jagex to either add or remove worlds. But for now, these worlds are going to be marked, and you can only interact with a full activity in these worlds. So I'm going to quickly show you how to join in some matches. I know that maybe my main audience is not PvP, but just in case you want to try this out, this is going to be pretty important because this will be, in my personal opinion, the very first instance of a skill-based matchmaking in old school RuneScape, as you will see how we are going to be able to join a couple of matches. So what about we jump into the PvP Arena world, and let's get into the, well, I would say another important part of the video. Alright, now that you are in a PvP Arena world, it is time to see all of the things you can interact with in the main building in order to get those matches started. In my experience and from some quick exploration that I did here, there are 3 important things that we need to look out for. Number 1, the recruitment board. Number 2, supplies. And finally, the starting area steps, or staging area steps, which is basically where the match is going to begin. The very first one is that if you click the recruitment board, you're going to be able to see either tournaments, 1v1 duels that are by Jagex, and I guess these are the default ones if you don't have a specific group, and also players can make their own tournament with whatever rules they desire, obviously from the ones that are available. I can basically create my own group listed, and this is basically built around the clan system, so they now actually have the technology to do something like this, and that's a lot of fun. That is one way to look or to find an opponent, either by a tournament or a 1v1 duel. But if you actually want to fight someone on your own, because basically the recruitment board is going to be the skill-based matchmaking and it's going to be pretty much random, if you want to fight someone on your own, you can actually challenge people as they are right here. Now, by challenging someone, I believe that it is not going to give you or subtract your ranking, as you can see the skill, because if you just basically make accounts or you play with people and you artificially boost your points, then obviously that's not going to make a ton of sense. I would say this is just more for bragging rights, and the most important thing to to look at right now is that next to people's names, you're going to be able to see their skill ranking, I would say. From what I've seen right now, the first couple of matches are going to go up or down by 25. So only time will tell what the most or least skilled PKers in the game can actually go for. You have people like your Autoblocks, your Torvesta, your Framed, how high are they going to be able to rank? And you have people like me, who if I camp this, how low can my score actually get to? The next one, most importantly, is that you can actually customize all of your loadouts for both the max or the med kit, Zerker, and finally the one defense pure. Now, obviously, you can choose a lot of different items. Now, this is basically I would say the default setup from LMS that was basically copied, and you can have so many things, like all of these basically combat items. You can have your Bofa, you can have like other types of staff, armor, and most importantly, you can actually use the Calamity armor, both the armor and the helmets that were proposed in the, what they were called, in the poll, but they actually failed. But it looks like you can actually wear them inside the activity itself, which isn't really that intrusive, I would personally say. Now, once you have found a match, which I'm going to show you after I do my, after I choose my supplies, I'm going to show you just one fight, and then what you can do after, the match, which is basically going to be most of the video, okay? So, let me put together some, like, random things, and I'll be right back to show you guys my fight. Alright, I put together a fairly interesting setup you guys will see during the fight, remembering that I have no idea how to do this, but once everything is set on your end, you're gonna come outside, and you will be able to see all of the groups that we have right now. I will join the 1v1 duel, and of course we are going to go into a, I would say like a friends chat, whatever, and then once you're ready, you go ahead and click the button sign up. You're gonna be able to wait in this like quote-unquote lobby, and this is the way for the game to tell you, or I guess wait, in order for us to get an opponent based on our skill. So this may potentially take upwards of like a few minutes. If there's a lot of people with the same rank, it could take like a few seconds, but I already had a recording where my opponent didn't show up, and I basically wasted like 10 minutes. So I'm gonna cut whenever the fight is almost ready, and I'm gonna show you how the notification pops up telling you that this is ready. Well, that was a fun 3-4 minutes. Once the game has found an opponent for you, that's what you are going to see on your screen, that's what you're going to hear, and then you will be able to go upstairs, and as you can see, finally my opponent is right here with me. 26-29, this is probably not going to be a great idea. So once I have, once you're here upstairs, you can do the final preparations. I am ready for the fight, and get ready to see some of the worst PKing abilities that you have seen in your entire life. Looks like this guy is going to start with the melee setup, so let's go ahead and check this out. Or not the melee, sorry, with magic. And well, let's go ahead and see if my Boa Ferdinand is going to slap, or maybe this guy is AFK for some reason. Well, it looks like this might potentially be the first win of Chaos OSRS, and of course I'm just hitting much. Ooh, oh, it's because I don't have XP drops turned off. And well, I kid you not, I swear I didn't pay Mining Hill for this, but it looks like I am going to be getting my first win in this game mode. I mean, that's kind of nice for the video. I swear this is not... I swear this is not stage. Oh, I was AFK. Oh, no. Well, I mean... Sorry for that. And well, I mean, I guess it's an interesting strategy. If you wait for your opponent, if you wait 4 minutes for the notification, you let your opponent's guard down, and that's basically going to be it for the for some free points. I swear this was not staged, and that was fairly Now, for my victory, I have well, I mean, my rank has increased by 26, and I have gained 16 duel arena reward points. Now, obviously, I know nothing about PK. You can just jump back in there. You can customize your loadout, have your different like spellbook setups. There's just so much things about PKing that I really don't know. So that is the very general idea of the PvP arena. And now let's go back to the main world to kind of show you what you can get from this in the main game. Now, I'm guessing it would have made a little bit too much sense adding the reward shop in the main building. However, in order to see how you can spend your points, you can come to Mubaris in the main entrance of the PvP arena, and by trading him, you will see that you have a whopping 3 options available to you. Blighted Wave Sack, Blighted Surge Sack, and finally a Scroll of Imbuing, which is going to work like the mechanics in the Nightmare Zone for the points, and of course with Soul Wars with the Zeal that you can use to imbue your Slayer helmet, your rings, and so on and so forth. Now, for this final part of the video, I just want to quickly talk about both the rewards as well as is this going to solve the very obvious problem that we had with the Duel Arena at some point. Now, you guys are seeing some images right now of some of the items that were going to be in the game, and As far as I remember, these were going to be tradable. However, I don't specifically remember if Jagex changed it in a way to, for those items to work like the Twisted Ornament kits for the Ancestral, that if you want to have those items, you basically have to dedicate a lot of time to this activity and basically earn your way to those cosmetics. So, in my very personal opinion, maybe denying people of cosmetic rewards that's really not going to have any malicious intent into the game is honestly a little mind-boggling. I mean, I have no idea why people said no to that one, but of course people have spoken, and it looks like the PvP community is like fairly against some of the decisions that Jagex has made, and of course some of the proposals. And who knows, maybe Jagex is going to be in this endless cycle of, okay, let's propose something for the PvP scene. However, if even PKers don't like it, well, what do we do? Do we entirely scrap it, or do we add it as a quote-unquote integrity change, just like the Vestus Longsword back in the day? And yeah, you guys can let me know in the comments what you think about the cosmetics. You would have been pretty cool to see them in the game, maybe tradable or not. It would have given some of the items a very fresh and different look. Now, for the last topic I want to talk about, is this going to fix the obvious problem that we had in the first place with the Duel Arena? Now, the immediate answer is going to be yes, and some people might even say that it got fixed after Jagex put a limit of 10 million GP to be staked when we had a couple of months of the Duel Arena being, kind of still alive, quote unquote, and obviously after the free staking was removed. You gotta remember that there were also some times, or there was a time in which people were also able to stake items. However, I don't really know why that was removed and you were only able to stake gold. But now, we don't have that option anymore, at least officially. Now, in my very personal opinion, yes, this is going to help in a way, but I would say things like, obviously real-world trading and even staking, gambling, are never truly going to leave a either old school RuneScape, or pretty much any game where you have a virtual currency. And the reason for that is because even if we don't have the Duel Arena to stake with, people can use any other sort of transactions or maybe any sort of games in order to do their own little, games in order to stake. In the past, we've had things such as the horsey that, people bet and see what sentence was going to come out of the horse. In RuneScape 2, we had dice. In, both in old school RuneScape and in RuneScape, we had those flowers that people bet on what color was going to spawn. Now, obviously, with things like the dueling ring in the POH, then obviously people can also do that, as well as going into PvP worlds and maybe just do death matches without food in order for you to see who has the better RNG and of course bet against your opponent. I believe, and obviously this is not rocket science, this is not going to completely fix the problem that we had before, but it's a really good way for Jagex to do something about it, and that of course we can potentially have some fun as well, and so the game's integrity can be protected in one way or another. So hopefully Jagex, even though we don't really have a great set of rewards, and maybe in the future we can potentially have something else and have a lot of fun with a PvP arena. Alright, so thank you guys very much for watching. Before I leave, I want to give a massive thank you not only to every single channel member that has joined the project so far, but also a massive congratulations to Hey Jacob RS for finally being the first 1-year member on the channel. Time flies by, and I really hope to have a lot of videos for you guys in the upcoming months and maybe years to come. Pretty much as long as I enjoy this video, you can count on your favorite Mexican video maker in order for you to see your favorite pixelated game. Thank you guys very much for watching. In the following one, I'm going to show you a very interesting corporeal beast method I was able to do with a couple of people, and you will see how many kills you can get an hour when the absolute maximum sweat is involved in the game. Thank you guys for watching. You have an amazing day, and I will see you then. Peace.